You are a soldier defending your city. You've heard the stories, entire populations erased, rivers of blood, and monuments built from human remains. Now he is at your gates. Your commander makes a choice: surrender. The conqueror promises mercy, swearing on his honor that not a single drop of your blood will be shed. You open the gate and lay down your weapons, and that is when you realize the terrible mistake you've made. Within hours, you and thousands of your brothers in arms are being herded into massive pits. Not to be killed, that would be too quick, but to be buried alive. Dirt pours over your face as you suffocate in darkness, and technically, the conqueror kept his word. Not a drop of blood was spilled. This actually happened in the year 1400 in the city of Sivas. The man who did it was Tamerlane, and he wouldn't stop there. He would go on to slaughter an estimated 17 million people, nearly 5% of the world's population at the time. This wasn't some mindless barbarian swinging a sword. This was a brilliant military strategist, a patron of the arts, and a man who could recite poetry in multiple languages. This is the story of calculated cruelty taken to its absolute extreme. If you believe that the documented records of history's most terrifying figures must be remembered, hit the like button and subscribe. 98% of you have unclicked that button. Prove you are part of the minority that can face the unfiltered truth. Tamerlane wasn't just a conqueror, he was a psychological architect building structures of fear inside people's minds. At Sivas, he revealed his genius for technicality and terror. He promised the garrison of 4,000 Armenian Christians that no blood would be shed, an oath that meant something in medieval warfare. But Tamerlane used the technicality as a weapon. He didn't use swords or spears. He pushed groups of living prisoners into massive trenches. Contemporary sources describe the horror: shovels, then cartloads, then torrents of earth pouring down on screaming men. All 4,000 died this way so Tamerlane could stand before the world and say he kept his word. The message was clear: surrender means nothing, mercy is an illusion, and promises are word games. If Sivas was a lesson in twisted promises, what happened in Isfahan and Baghdad was the industrialization of death. In 1387, after Isfahan rebelled, Tamerlane implemented a quota system. Each military unit had to return with a specific number of severed heads. This turned his army into hunting parties, where soldiers went door to door, dragging families into the streets to meet their count. The pressure was so intense that some reports claim soldiers even killed their own captives or wives just to make the count and avoid their commander's punishment. The streets became rivers of blood, and the death toll in Isfahan alone is estimated at 70,000 people. But the killing was just the beginning. Tamerlane didn't just want you dead, he wanted to erase your identity. He ordered his men to collect the tens of thousands of heads and build towers with them. In Isfahan, one eyewitness documented 28 pyramids of human skulls, each containing approximately 1,500 heads. These weren't hidden, they were placed at city gates and main squares as architectural warnings. In the city of Urgench, he went even further. After killing everyone, he ordered the city leveled stone by stone. Then, he did something bizarre. He ordered his men to plow the rubble and plant barley over it. Symbolically, the city was uncreated. It was no longer a city, but empty farmland. Tamerlane died in 1405, but he got exactly what he wanted: immortality through descent. His empire fragmented within decades, but 620 years later, we are still talking about him. He turned horror into a military asset, proving that your reputation can fight battles for you before the first arrow is even loosed. Which act of Tamerlane disturbs you the most? The living burials or the towers of skulls? Let us know in the comments. We cover the stories they don't teach you in school every week. Subscribe to Echoes of Time, because the scariest monsters are the ones who actually lived.